3DO.
The land of Wari was a nation of snow elves, or true elves, that isolated themselves in the upper northwest corner of Arathia. Very little is known about their history. What is known is remembered by their cousins, the elves of Avli. The Wari elves called themselves the Purebloods, and the elves that left their civilization are called the Renegades. This is a brief history of the island. Wari is located in the northwestern region of Atagarich. It is the land of the High Elves, with the most prominent of them being Jelu the Ranger, a half-elf that played a key role in the Demon Wars and the Reckoning. Additionally, in the frozen cliffs of this snow-covered terrain, the elusive azure dragons can be found. It is unknown why the land is covered by snow in all seasons. Some say that it is the work of the legendary Sword of Frost, which was enshrined in the city of Woli, burying it in glaciers not 2 centuries after the Silence. The Sword of Frost had been freezing the underground tunnels of Wari ever since. Woli was the first city in Pureblood history, the lost capital of the race. Their only known king is Silgander, who reigned during the early centuries after the Silence, in a period regarded as the Golden Age. The Purebloods, more commonly named the Wari Elves or Snow Elves, are the parent race of elves who dwelt on Enroth, predating and later fathering the Renegades and the Dark Elves. Settled to the world by the Ancients through the Crossing, their race gradually relocated to the island of Wari, earning them their common name. Together with the Renegades, or Wood Elves, they were regarded as the Light Elves. The Purebloods were the most populous race on Wari, and ruled over a strongly insular society. They were skilled archers, possessed a strong aptitude for water magic, and apparently had some control over the relativity of time. After the Silence, all elves lived as one in Wari, under the rule of King Silgander. This was considered the golden age of the elves. Near the end of his reign, a number of elves became somewhat restless. They chafed at the stolid life that their parents led, and wished for more excitement. With the belief that there was great things beyond the horizon of the sea, they petitioned the king to support an expedition. The king refused, and he informed the young adventurous elves that their lives were too valuable to waste on a dangerous journey away from their blessed homeland. The young elves would not accept that. Led by the headstrong Elvolas, the young elves began to build a boat to take them across the sea. King Silgandir discovered the plot and brought Elvolas to his court. He entreated the young one to cease his preparations and to stop turning the minds of the young to his folly. Elvolas pleaded with the king to reconsider. He spoke of the glory that they would bring home and of his dreams of the land not so far away that would house them. The king ignored his whimsical raving and ordered him to stop his madness under penalty of death. King Silgander would not allow them to go under any circumstances. Elvolas hung his head and accepted the king's orders. When Elvolas returned to the ship, he told his friends that they must be off that night. He told them of what had transpired at the king's court. He gave them a choice. Either they could give up their dreams of the new land, or they would have to leave before sunrise the next day. The unanimous vote was to leave. The next morning, when the first of the elves were waking up, they saw that the young elves were gone. All their belongings had disappeared. The only thing that they would have seen, vanishing over the horizon, was a large boat. The name of the boat was clearly visible, Mitetiro, Renegade. Elvolas became the founder of Avli, home of the Wood and Grand Elves. Time passed, and any knowledge of the island of Wari and the ancestors of the elves of Avli were reduced to rumors and fairy tales. During the events of the Restoration Wars, few external individuals knew anything of Wari. The few who had visited the island included Alagar, Adelaide, and the Minotaurs of Balthazar Lair. Purebloods are typically alabaster-skinned, and they lack red hair, a trait only known among the race to exist in half-elves, such as Zelu. A few years before the Reckoning, Wari was invaded by armies from the Forest Guard, Krelod, and Nyon, respectively led by the half-elf Zelu, Kiya, the wife of Kilgore, and the immortal hero Tarnum, each seeking the Sword of Frost with interconnected and conflicting motives. Most of their numbers supported and aided Zelu, though the sect remaining deep within the city of Voli remained neutral. While Tarnum overcame all three opposing armies, defeating the Volian commanders Vol and Larn, Kiya reached Voli before him. The end result was catastrophic not only for Wari, but the whole world of Enroth. What became of the Purebloods after the Reckoning is unclear, though it is generally accepted that they survived and rejoined their fellow elves, assimilating into the kingdom of Aranor in the world of Axioth. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe on this channel and consider supporting me on Patreon. Leave a comment below to let me know what other parts of Heroes 3 lore you'd like to be explored next. Cheers!